Subnautica Below Zero is a story-driven adventurous survival game created and published by Unknown Worlds in 2021. Like its predecessor called Subnautica, it is also an open-world title. I believe Subnautica Below Zero has a really decent story. There are two storylines where one is optional and the other one is made. Both of these storylines are well made, but for me it needed some kind of special touch, some added value or depth, because it is extremely open, especially the ending. On the other hand, ending is great. I have enjoyed it so much. Both endings in Subnautica and also Subnautica Below Zero are great. Only negative of ending may be that it is really open, but this is a rather subjective opinion. For me, I like closed endings, not the open ones, but this is not a mistake. So, story begins with a woman called Robin who is jumping off some space rocket into a planet called 4546b. She goes there because she wants to know how her sister died. Officials for who her sister called Sam worked claim that it was an accident which was caused by Sam's carelessness. However, Robin knows Sam and she doesn't trust what Altera, company which was employing Sam, said about her death. So, she goes to 4546b on her own to find out what really happened. I am not going to continue, this is just a brief summary of the first cutscene, so don't worry, I didn't spoil the story. What I missed during my playthrough was a deeper connection between Sam and Robin. It is a shame the developers didn't manage to do it, but it's not a huge deal. I am not sponsored, but if you are enjoying my content, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. If you want to help me more, write down in the comments your opinion about my videos in general and what should I improve and so on. This will help me a lot. Thank you. Now, let's go back to the video. Gameplay is great in Subnautica Below Zero. Unknown Worlds use the motto, if it works, why should we change it? And it is clearly seen in this game. Most mechanics are similar or same as the ones in regular Subnautica. This applies to building, looking for materials and progressing the story. However, all of these mechanics are improved or brought to a higher level. Take building as an example. While in regular Subnautica, there are not many possibilities to decorate rooms, and Below Zero, it is possible to create much cozier base because there is much more stuff to build in general. For example, large room, glass ceiling for the multi-purpose room, or many kinds of different decorations. In case of story progressing or finding blueprints, it is well made and it is not hard to find all blueprints required to progress the story. All of the necessary blueprints are in the location where Subnautica will take you directly via markers. This will be revealed as you progress through the story. Looking for materials is also done really well. If you need some specific material, you can use scanning room or a handy tool which you can take with yourself. These gadgets will help you localize materials which you need. Only shame is that scanning room you can use later in the game, because the materials required to upgrade it can only be found in the late game phase. I almost didn't use this room, but hand scanner on the other side was a really useful device. What I need to point out is that the upgrading, building and looking for materials is fun. I enjoy doing it and it wasn't boring. Also, exploration is another huge part of Subnautica. Few times I just went somewhere and found great places. These places were important for the story, blueprints or materials in general. So, gameplay is done really well and I can't say almost any negatives about this side of the game. Gameworld of Subnautica is beautiful. There are various biomes, all of them are different and unique in some way. I enjoy just moving around and experiencing the beauty of the biomes. Speaking of movement, if you want to get from point A to point B, you can swim. Or it is possible to use different vehicles. There are 3 types of vehicles. Prawn suit, a strong exosuit which can be used not only for the sea exploration but also for the land exploration. Huge advantage is that you can change its arms how you need. Another vehicle is called Snowfox and it's some kind of scooter only used for traveling the surface of land. It is quite quick but also very fragile. The last mean of transport in Subnautica is called Sea Truck. It is a small vehicle used to cross distance in the sea. I don't recommend using it on land. But this vehicle has some uniqueness. It is possible to find blueprints for different modules and connect them directly to Sea Truck, and thus make a mobile base. This is a great concept and I loved it. What is more, you can build a prawn module and dock your prawn suit in there and take it with your mobile base everywhere you go. But be careful when traveling enormous and beautiful world of Subnautica. There are many creatures called leviathans and your rendezvous with them may be your last one. Just kidding, they can kill you, but it is possible to pass through them without any difficulties and they are not that deadly. This side of Subnautica Below Zero is made really well. Game looks great, biomes are different and graphical side of Subnautica is beautiful in general. Optimization is also great. I don't believe I have had some FPS drops or glitches, but this can be said about bugs. There are plenty of bugs ranging from stuck fish to missing textures. Few times happened that I wanted to put Snowfox on the ground, but it just disappeared and I wasn't able to do anything, just restarted from the previous save, which was really annoying. Fortunately, I was saving quite often, so I didn't have to reset hours of progress, but only a few minutes. Audio aspect of the game is also fine, but sometimes it was quiet everywhere. I was driving my C-Truck, the only thing I was able to hear was quiet sound of my engine and nothing more. It might be the intention of the developers to make the game more mysterious, but in my opinion it is weird and it doesn't work. However, they added a sleeping module where you can play songs, but it just ruins the atmosphere of the game. To sum things up, I believe that Subnautica Below Zero is a decent game and you should try it out. It is a fun game, graphics looks great, gameplay is entertaining and so on. There are only a few problems and those are occasional bugs, audio, and story could have been more in depth. However, the story is not bad, like I mentioned before. I enjoyed it, but it is not that gripping as it could have been. My final verdict for Subnautica is solid 8 out of 10. Now, go try Subnautica Below Zero for yourself. If you do not try it, you will be eaten by